guys, it's me, Shell360, and I'm here with a tag video from my chats channel. I know I don't do tag videos on this channel, but I'm doing this tag because RandomMe2011 did it on her channel, and it was regarding Western songs. It's a Western songs tag, and basically it asks you a bunch of your favorites. And I normally talk about K-pop on my other channel, so since this wasn't about K-pop, I really didn't feel comfortable putting it there. But this is the channel where I talk about anything, so I'm going to talk about some songs that are my favorite songs ever, and it's a lot of long involved storytelling, so if you don't want to watch this, that's cool, but I'm just going to get into it because, I don't know, it seemed like a fun idea, so let's get into it. First question, your favorite song of all time. I don't have a favorite song of all time because I just like too much music. Like, there's just too much music out there that I love. I cannot pick a favorite song of all time. But I will say, when I was in high school, one of my favorite songs ever was a song called Runaway by D-Light. And just so you guys know, all the songs that I'm mentioning, I'm going to put in a playlist that'll be in the description box down below. But it was a song called Runaway by D-Light. It was a really heavy house dance song. Like, it wasn't very mainstream. I don't think it was very popular, but when I was in high school, I remember feeling like I wanted to run away from home. Like, I just constantly thought, I really want to pack a fucking bag, and I want to put my thumb out and just get the next thing smoking the hell out of here. And I did, actually. When I graduated high school, I found a college that was clear across the state from my parents, and I went there. But yeah, this song kind of encompassed my feelings of wanting to escape the way my life was going at the time, and it was a song that I listened to quite a bit as I was preparing to make my getaway. Question number 2, a song that makes you happy. And it's a song called Happiness by Sam Sparro. Sam Sparro is mostly known for the song Black and Gold, which is an excellent song. But the song Happiness is probably the song that makes me the happiest because it just has great lyrical content. The beginning of the song is talking about a person who's like, I can see the sun coming up and I need it because I've been down for a while. But then the chorus of the song is happiness, you belong to me, happiness, you're mine. And that's such a powerful thing to say when you're feeling down because it's acknowledging that happiness is still yours. You know, just because you're down right now, that doesn't mean that you can never be happy or you'll never have happiness. Happiness is yours. It belongs to you. Happiness is yours. So you're just waiting for it to come around, for you to be able to put it in your grasp. You're reaching for it constantly, but just know it is there and it is for you. You just haven't got it yet. You haven't found her yet. Next, a song that makes you sad. This song that makes me sad is a song called Missing You by Michael Bolton. And the reason that song makes me sad is because when I was 12 years old, my biological father passed away of pneumonia the day before Valentine's Day. And we were driving across 2 states to get to his funeral. We happened to be driving at night. And we were driving over a lake, and the moon was out, and the lake was shimmery, and this song, Missing You, came on the radio, and it just perfectly described the way I felt about missing my father, because before he passed away, the last thing he said to me is, don't say goodbye, say see you later, because if you say goodbye, I might not see you, and I want to believe that I'll always see you again, and that was the last thing he said to me, and then I never saw him again, outside of, attending his funeral. But yeah, that song makes me sad because I always associate that song with him, but at the same time, it makes me feel comforted because at the time I was young, I was 12, and expressing my feelings at that age and going through puberty, it was difficult. And so that song really captured my emotional state at the time, and it made me feel like somebody understood. And that I appreciated. So that song, Missing You by Michael Bolton. Next, 4, a song that reminds you of somewhere. So when I was a younger kid, before my dad passed away, me, my mom, and my stepfather all lived in Germany. And at the time, dance music was super, super popular. It was the 90s, and Kathy Dennis and CNC Music Factory, all that kind of stuff was like really popping. And there was a group that happened to be from Germany that was probably one of the most famous dance acts in the world at the time, and it was a group called Milli Vanilli. They were from Germany, and they were black guys from Germany, which was really cool to me because I remember before we went there, I'm like, are there black people in Germany? Yeah, there were. But anyway, they had their like most popular album with "Girl, You Know It's True" and all those songs. But the song that makes me think of Germany is "Blame It on the Rain" by Milli Vanilli. That song is just so classic and corny, and actually pretty great. I actually really like the song just like on a musical level. But yeah, every time I hear that song or think of that song, I think of Germany, which were special times in my life. All right. Next, a song that describes you. This is a song that describes me, but it doesn't describe me all the time, but it describes my attitude when it comes to like allowing people to hurt me. In life, people sometimes will try to make you believe that their life or their concerns are more important than yours. And sometimes you have to remind yourself that you are important and you need to be important to yourself, sometimes more important than other people, if to nobody else, to yourself. And so the song I'm thinking of is a song called Me by Tamia. And the chorus is, and her name is Me. I love that so much. And I'm not going to sing it all, but it's just a fabulous song. And the song is about a girl who's in an abusive relationship. Not that I've been in one of those, but a girl in an abusive relationship who tells her abuser that I'm leaving you because I've been talking to a woman who told me that I am important to her, and the woman I've been talking to is me. Basically, I've been talking to myself in the mirror and reminding myself that I'm more important in this relationship to me than you are. And I'm going to leave here because you don't love me as much as I love myself. All right, next. A song you listen to when you are angry. So when I'm angry, I like to listen to really aggressive, like strip club music. Like that is just my thing. I go for the trashiest, raunchiest, ratchet ass music I can find, and it makes me feel better. I don't know what it is. I guess it's because when you think about like ratchet music, especially like men who make this kind of music, the songs are always about them being like the absolute best, the baller, all the bitches want them, and they got the biggest penises and the most money and everything else. And I mean, it's totally trash and definitely anti-feminist, but at the same time, you know, the baser part of me responds to that. And so a lot of times I'll listen to, like I said, just the most bargain basement kind of ratchet music. But I mean, there's still some quality music being done there. And my favorite, like, ratchet music that I listen to, it's a song called Take It Off by UGK. And I've always told my friends, like, if I was to ever, you know, suddenly wake up one day with the body of a stripper, this would be the song that I would come out on the stage to. Kids, this is not a song for you, but it is a song for me because I am completely and fully grown. But yeah, it's Take It Off by UGK. Sorry, UGK. And yeah, terrible message, but the song makes me twerk. Next, a song from your childhood. So this song that I'm choosing from my child is actually a song that was a theme song to a cartoon. And actually, it's not so much my childhood as kind of my early teens. And it's from the show Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. There's a channel here on YouTube that does a series of videos called Saturday Slow Jam. And they took this song and they made it a slow jam. And it was funny because they took like two of the songs that were like really my shit back when I was a kid, and they slow jammed them both. They did Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers and they did DuckTales, which if you ever wanted to hear some like really jazzy music, listen to the DuckTales reworking. It's good stuff. But anyway, yeah, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. To this day, to this very moment, I know all the words to Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. And that was my life when I was like early teens, late elementary school, is like get off school, book it as fast as I can back to the house to watch television between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And that's when like Tailspin, DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, I think Batman, The New Adventures, maybe X-Men, all these things would come on in between that time of like school letting out and before like the 5 or 6 o'clock news would come on. And those were the shows, and those theme songs stick out in my head and they remind me of my childhood very much. Next, your favorite song from the 80s. So in the 80s, I was obsessed with everything 80s. Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, Prince, Lionel Richie even, Billy Ocean. But my favorite 80s performer to this day is still Madonna. I don't really listen to her music now. This last one, I'm Madonna bitch, like, I can't. I just can't. But before she made that transition, I had every single Madonna album. Whether I had it in cassette tape, CD, vinyl, I had them all. And my favorite Madonna song from way back when was Dress You Up. And it is such an 80s song. Like, it's synthesizers and fishnet gloves and hairspray and just everything that screams 80s is in this song. But at the same time, it's got just like a really cool rockin' vibe, and it just makes you want to get up and dance. So yeah, Dress You Up. That's my song. Gonna dress you up in my love. Oh man, I want to put on my bright blue eyeshadow, my bright pink lipstick, just thinking about it. Okay, so let's keep going. Next, number 9, your favorite song from a movie soundtrack. There's so many good soundtrack songs, like it's really hard to think of it, but this is an odd choice, but it actually is my favorite now that I think about it, and it is the song, Nottingham, Not in Nottingham, I think is what it's called, from the red, it is called Not in Nottingham, and it is from the Robin Hood animated movie by Disney. So Disney had this period between like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and like Beauty and the Beast, where they were doing these movies that really didn't have the best animation, and a lot of people don't ever go back and watch those movies. Like The Jungle Book is probably the main movie that people watch from that time, but they also had like a lot of other movies that they did around that time. I think it was 101 Dalmatians was around that time, and then there was not The Borrowers, but it was another one with these, The Rescuers. But during that time period, oh, and the Fox and the Hound, love that movie. You should watch that if you haven't. But there was a movie called Robin Hood that Disney did with a big old bear and a fox and Maid Marian and all that stuff. And it was the Robin Hood story, but with animals. And there's a segment in there where the rooster, who is a country western singer, sings a song called Not in Nottingham, and it shows the sheriff of Nottingham robbing the church mice of their tithe money. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But also, it's like just a really great song. I mean, it's not in a wheelhouse of music I normally listen to. I don't listen to a lot of country, but this is definitely a classic country sound, and it's just, I don't know, it just feels very homey, and it never gets old to me. Like I listened to that when I was a little kid. I'm listening to it now in my 30s, and it just never gets old to me. And then lastly, number 10, the song with the best music video. So I can tell you now that it's impossible for me to answer that question. Like I absolutely can't. I do not know the song with the best music video, because you have to understand, I grew up in the age when music videos became popular. Like the 80s was kind of the rise of the music video, and I've watched so many videos from so many different people that were so amazing that just the idea of trying to pick a favorite music video, I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it. But I could tell you a music video that when I was in college, I watched over and over and over and over and over, and then when I would stop watching it, I would watch it again. And it is not a video for kids, but it was the video by D'Angelo for the song called Untitled. Other people call it How Does It Feel? This video is a very plain video. It is of a very muscular, good-looking black man standing against a black backdrop, singing to a camera, just like I'm talking to you right now, and displaying a lot of emotion while singing his song. And that's it. That is the absolute description of this video. There's nothing else. No pyrotechnics, no nothing. But that video, I've probably watched that video maybe a couple of 100 times. It's that important to me. D'Angelo, Untitled. How does it feel? So like I was in college when that song came out, right? And at the time, the song used to come on a channel called BET. And BET had this guy who had a show on their channel, and his name was Hits. And the show was Hits from the Street. And he used to take this video that I loved, and he would play like 5 seconds of it, and then splice in his own parody video. And me and my friends in college, we used to yell down the hall to each other, "It's on!" And if one of us yelled it, the rest of us would go to our dorm room and would flip on BET to watch this D'Angelo video. And I mean, when they came out with the parody video, like 5 times out of 10, half the time, it would be Hits in his raggedy braids in his parody video, which I hated. But the song itself is just a really classic R&B song, and the video is one of the most classic videos to me ever. Completely iconic if you are a fan of R&B music. Like, it just, people who are like big fans of R&B music, this video is historic. So that is the song list tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it looks like it's about 16 minutes, so yeah, pretty long, but at the same time, I think it helped you guys get to know a little bit more about me, and if you decide to do this tag, I would love to see your video so I can learn a little bit more about you. Thank you again to RandomMe2011 for coming up with this tag. It was a lot of fun to revisit some of those memories. It was a lot of fun to kind of think about these answers, because when you are a fan of music the way that I am, there's just so many directions you can go with these kind of questions, but I think I chose answers that I can be proud of. I'll probably change my mind in another 5 minutes and think of something that would have been an even better answer, but I'm gonna stick with what I got so far. All right, guys, well, I will talk with you later. Bye.